What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are replacing the headlights, or upgrading at the same time, I guess, on the 96 Camry wagon. It is definitely due for a headlight upgrade slash replacement because these are absolute trash when I drive at night. Well, with LED bulbs they're better, but I'm blinding everyone, so I don't really want to do that. So I bought these headlights right here, which are for a 93 or 92 to 94. They're not for a 96, so these rounded style are 95 and 96, I believe. These are the pre-facelift model, and they don't make these anymore, the rounded style black housing. So I bought these, a grill, and I'm basically gonna just retrofit it to a pre-facelift front end, which is fine, I like it. And to go with it, I got some clear turn signals. So that should look pretty awesome. Obviously these are not for a 94, they're for a 96. The 94 had like marker lights and turn signal, both in the same like assembly unit thing. So anyway, let's get started. I also have a cool thing to show you. Bossla was nice enough to send me these LED bulbs for the low beams, and I am really excited to see how they perform. I'm sure they're gonna be really good, but I'm gonna do some before and after shots, and these I think you guys are gonna like them, and well, so will I. So with that said, let's get started on the headlight replacement. And as always, links to parts and tools are down in the description, so check that out if you're interested. So to remove the factory headlights, there's supposed to be a bolt here, and well, there's supposed to be a bolt here, and then there's supposed to be a bolt here, kind of like that. I'm gonna remove my zip ties and then remove that side so we can also take the grill off. I have LED bulbs in here, so I'm going to save my factory socket. There's also a nut hidden right here. More bolts. Bolt here. Now you want to slide it in to clear the stud here, and then right out. Disconnect the bulbs. Number 2. Alright, so let's get out the Bossla LEDs. The build quality for these is really cool because they don't have the circuit board out here, so it makes for a super short cable. Short in a good way though, because you don't want a bunch of extra cable, then you have to tuck it in there and you don't have to worry about it getting pinched or anything. So super short cable, very compact design, and the chip is precisely mounted to simulate the filament of a halogen bulb. That way when it shines and reflects off of the reflector housing, it actually shines properly and doesn't scatter like most other cheap headlights. So we'll put this in. I can't wait to show you some before and after shots. I'm gonna do before and after with halogens versus these, and then I'm gonna do before and after with these other LED bulbs, just to compare and show you how much better these actually are. So as you can see, one side's in, and the reason that is because I ran into a little bit of an issue when installing it. And the issue is the bracket for the early model of these 3rd gens is shorter on this side than these. Yes, I was aware there was going to be a gap here. That's fine by me. In the future I might replace the bumper with the pre-facelift bumper, but I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm okay with the little gap here, whatever. So the problem is right here, these don't go far enough to reach these brackets. So I could have made them work that way by making custom brackets, but I thought the mounting for this headlight looks an awful lot like mounting for this headlight. It's upside down. So what I did is I took the assembly off of the bracket and put it on the original bracket. So I put the new new assembly on the original bracket, slapped it in, and it worked. The tricky part is swapping it over because you're dealing with the rusty bolts and whatever. It's just a matter of being gentle, careful, but it does work. The only thing you have to modify, well, you actually don't have to, but for me, these adjusters are garbage. So what I did, as you can see, the mounting hole for this one is like a square. So I cut this off and drilled out the hole to be big enough to fit this square mounting piece, and it works just fine. I really did not want to keep these because there's no way I can adjust this. This is seized and cracked, and this is cracked, so I can't do anything about it. So what I'm going to do is walk you through how to take this bracket off of the assembly, swap it all over, put it all in, and finish up the job. Looks good though, doesn't it? So let's get to removing this. There are 3 Phillips head screws here, which I've already removed, so take those out. The next thing I'm going to do is remove the spring. I found that the best way to do it is just grab a pair of vice grips, lock it onto this. It's not a very powerful spring at all, but it's just hard to grab. That's it, that's off. The next thing is you either want to pop this adjuster out of there or unscrew the screws that hold it in, that plate in. So what I did for this is I actually unscrewed the 2 bolts that hold that plate in, take a ratchet wrench and just ratchet these out of here. This just pops out, as you saw. And once all of that is out, what you want to do is grab yourself a pick or a small screwdriver and undo. There are 2 little holding tabs there. You want to pry those in. There's one on each side, so you can release this holding piece here. I'll show you once I get it out. Or you can do that, break it. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen. This is now trash. If that came apart for you, just squeeze it back together. No big deal. And from the old assembly, I'm removing this. I am removing this because I'm replacing it with the one that came on the new one. And I'm probably going to replace this adjuster too. So remove all these. And this just pops out of here. And to put the new one in, you just drop it down in there. So to get this off, you can reuse it. Obviously, like I said, if yours is good, you can reuse it, but mine is garbage, so not doing that. Same idea here. You just dangerously poke this. So to disassemble the new one, you basically, well, do kind of the same thing as the old one. Yep, that pops out. What's over here? Undo these. These have a nut on the back side, so you're gonna have to hold it with something, because if you don't hold it, it's just gonna spin on you. To get this off, you can just use a wrench and boop, pry it off. Set this aside, grab the old assembly, or bracket, I guess, put these screws in. All right, now transfer over the big adjuster. Okay, now you can remove this, and what this does is it allows the bolt to come out, so you can install the bracket and then pop this into the new one. There we go. Now this can stay installed on here. Yeah, strip it. Why not? You want to take this part out too, and I'll show you in a second why. Next, put this through. Perfect. I know it's not a square and it won't lock, but I'm hoping that I'm still going to be able to spin this bolt without the locking assembly spinning. Alright, make sure your spring is still in. Alright, And that's about it. And just put it in. Oh, yep, sure. I used a hook pick, and I can't really show you because it has to be dangling down, but maybe you can see it through here. I went in and hooked onto the spring, dragged it out. Of course it's upside down. Pull it and put it into place. Like I said, it's not a very powerful spring. It's just there to hold the bottom of the headlight under some tension. All right, take your factory bulb out. Junk. Put in the awesome brand new Basla LED. Junk. Slide it into its stud here. Put all your bolts in. Alright, so for you, if you're raising your factory grill, go ahead and put that on. I'm going to put this different one on, but same idea. Go ahead and start your bolts. Tight. As you can see, this headlight isn't quite lining up, so I'm going to adjust it so that it lines up better with the body line, and then tonight I'm going to actually adjust them so that they shine properly. There you go, that's better. If you're curious, the adjuster, that big one that I transferred over from the new assembly, adjusts in and out, and then this one up here adjusts up and down. It says it on it. And I'm going to keep my LED that I had. Alright, so with that done, I like that. I know there's a gap. Like I said, I might fix it, but for now, that is a significant upgrade to the garbage factory headlights, so I'm happy. Like I said, I'm going to adjust them later tonight or tomorrow, whenever, another day, but for now, I am happy with the results. Now let's look at some before and after shots with halogen bulbs and the new LEDs. All right, guys, this is looking really good. The GoPro doesn't really do it justice, but here are the new headlights with the LED bulbs. They are super bright, but they do not blind anyone. The beam is perfect, and that is not just due to the headlight assemblies. The headlight assemblies, yes, do have a big part in that, but the bulbs themselves, if you buy crappy LED bulbs, they will blind everyone. You can see how this high beam here is made as thin as possible so it replicates the filament of a halogen. That is exactly what you want, and you might be able to kind of see it with this one. And this is the Basla bulb, and I want to thank you, Basla, for sponsoring this part of the video. These bulbs are great. I've been driving with these bulbs for the past 3 months. I wanted to test them out. I wanted to make sure they last. I wanted to make sure they're quality, they don't blind anyone, and I would say they are amazing. So I'm gonna stick the GoPro on the hood. So this is no headlights, parking lights, low beams. And I know the beam gets focused right around here, but trust me, it goes much further out than that. It actually goes to the end of the street, which is pretty far away. That's like high beam territory, but without blinding anyone. And here are some high beams. It's really hard to tell with the GoPro and with any camera really how bright these bulbs are, but also how well they shine. Because trust me, they have a really nice beam pattern, And this is coming from someone who has bought several sets of very cheap LEDs. If you're familiar with the super budget ones, the ones that are like really fat and have 4 sides, those are not great. Oh, also, if you want to know how to make these purple, check out my video in the description. That's going to be linked. This is my view at night. I think it's awesome. So just for fun, I want to compare a halogen bulb to an LED and see what it looks like. So I have a halogen plugged into the left side assembly and the boss light LED on the right side. Activate it, and that's what that looks like. I'm not gonna lie, it's really dim, and even on camera you can tell. And also that doesn't look great. I'm into LEDs, so yeah, that's not looking too good. It's also very dim. So I mounted the GoPro on the radiator support. I have the halogen activated, and I'm about to plug in the LED. And as you can see, that is a huge difference. The LED absolutely overpowers the halogen bulb. I would probably need 3 halogen bulbs to match the brightness of this LED. So this is awesome. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that these are adjustable, and I'll show you exactly once it's inside the assembly how this works. But it basically twists. I know I'm twisting the base right now, but imagine the base is standing still and you're twisting the bulb, and that allows you to have the optimal position for this bulb inside the assembly. So here's what I'm talking about. You can see the bulb is not perpendicular to the ground, so it needs to be up and down. It needs to basically follow the lines of this reflector. So what you can do is you just turn it, and you can see this changes the beam pattern a little bit. And for optimal beam pattern, you actually want this blade of the bulb to be going straight up and down. So kind of like that. If it's sideways or diagonal, it will not shine the way it's meant to shine. It has to go up and down. So having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this video was helpful. If it is, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have anything to say, leave it down in the comment section below. Again, I will link other related videos in the description, and I will see you in the next one.